There's much to talk to Tyron Woodley about, and he's kind enough to join us on the phone once again. Tyron, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, Ariel?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you coming on. I know life is a little crazy these days, so thank you very much. First, let's talk about this. How is the shoulder feeling? Most importantly, have you Malky was on earlier. Your manager, Malky Kawa, said you were getting it checked out today. Do you know how it's feeling?
Before I even do this interview, I want to just give a disclaimer.
Okay.
My family, loved ones, and Fox, and whoever the hell else, because I'm really upset right now, and I'm probably going to just mask off. My shoulder is fucking torn. I'm really upset because I didn't say anything during the fight because that's what a champion does. I went out there and I completely dominated a fighter who once again was on a 7-fight win streak. Everybody else that went into this person's, their little door box of tools was either taken down, submitted, or controlled, or dominated themselves. Same thing with Stephen Thompson. 7-fight win streak, beat former champions, former number one contenders, and I went out there and I outclassed both fighters. So the lack of respect, not only from the fans or true mixed martial artists, or people who understand what's going on and what I'm actually out there painting greatness. I'm beating people at their world-class art. He was 21, 22, however many shots, came up sharp. How many times have you seen Demian Maia shoot that many takedowns and not at least secure one of them, even come close to one? So I don't care so much about the fans, but when your job title is promoter, promote your fucking fighters. Promote your champions. Don't demote your champions. I threw my shoulder out in the first round. I wasn't able to throw any damaging shots. For you guys that don't understand what a labrum tear is, go get on Google, Wikipedia, and figure it out. And I still stayed the course. I stayed on task. I stayed on point. I executed the game plan. I had to reduce all my shots from overhands, uppercuts, things that was hurting my shoulder, to straight punches. I didn't even tell my coaches until I was getting my medicals done afterwards. So when I'm out here fighting number one contenders back to back to back, and everybody else like Bisping gets to take a long ass hiatus, faking a knee injury, not fighting Yoel, coming back fighting George, fighting Dan Henderson outside of the freaking top 15, and then that's not even getting on Conor. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and I'm the one that let me say I want to fight George St. Pierre, who just so happened to be a goddamn welterweight, who was a champion. Let me say I want to fight him, and the fans go nuts, and they go crazy, and I haven't earned a big title fight, and I'm not a draw, and I'm boring when I have 9 first-round finishes. That is the stupidest shit ever. So, sorry in advance. I'm mad because I've had this surgery before. It's not a fun one. It's not a quick recovery. It's not something that I'm excited about. I'm going to get a couple second opinions. I'm in the Uber right now. I just fucking got out the doctor's office, like right this second, with paperwork in my hand. So I'm owed a public apology. If you're going to publicly scrutinize me, Dana White, you publicly need to apologize to me. I've done nothing but good stuff for the sport. I've done nothing but be a good model for the fucking organization. I go out there, I fight with integrity. I covered your sport from the Fox desk a week before my fight. I always uphold my responsibilities with the organization. It's time out for that. The word behind business is man. You need to be a man. You owe me a public apology. And if I don't get that, I'm going to start leaking some shit if people don't want to be out in the wind. And I'm not even kidding about that.
Whoa. What are you referring to?
Well, they know what I'm referring to.
Okay.
I'm due a public apology.
Do you think you'll get it?
I better get it.
What?
I'm tired of it. Like when you think about me and Stephen Thompson's fight 1 and fight 2. Ariel, what was really the difference between the first and second fight? It was really not much different. There was some casing. There was some waiting. There was some evaluating. There was some counter punching. It was me hurting him to a point where the referee looked like he was going to get in. One fight was deemed fight of the night, UFC 205 in November. The second fight got crazy scrutiny. Nobody scrutinized Demian Maia. Hey, why didn't you outstrike Tyron? Why didn't you stand in the pocket with him? Why didn't you exchange? Why didn't you push forward and hit him? Why weren't you able to take him down? But I'm the champion. I get the scrutiny. Nobody scrutinized Stephen Thompson. I overheard Dana White tell Stephen Thompson, "Oh, don't let the fans get to you. Let them get in here with Tyron Woodley." I never heard those remarks. I never got the, "Hey, I take responsibility for Sage Northcutt's loss. I knew he had the flu. I shouldn't have never let him fight." Like everybody else gets an excuse made for, but I'm the fighter who's out here against all odds, against all critics, against all naysayers, against all haters, still with my hat on, still with the booze, still with everything, going and doing my job. I just need respect.
Did you watch his press conference or any of his interviews after the fight?
No, I didn't watch it because I'm a man. I went up to him myself.
Oh.
I said, I heard I got a little smoke. And he said, yeah, when you have, the fight with the least amount of significant strikes or least amount of strikes thrown or landed, whatever it was, you deserve a little smoke. I said, but also, you also need to look the stats. Why is Joe Rogan the first stat he speak to me about the strikes? How about you speak how many takedowns was defended? What is his game plan? Am I supposed to take him down? What would you like to see him different? You like to see me take Demian Maia down and submit him? I would like to see him just stand with me and knock me out. It's a double-edged sword. So I said that. Then I basically, I said, with that said, this is the number one contender. Many guys had the remedy. Carlos Condon had the remedy. What happened to Carlos? What happened to Matt Brown? What happened to Neil Magny? What happened to Gunnar Nelson? Who was a jiu-jitsu black belt, known for his craft? What happened to him when he got on the campus? There's only been one guy in the UFC that I've seen personally, Jake Shields and Chris Weidman, I think due to size was able to, get in his guard and neutralize his hips. But not many guys have been successful on the canvas with Demian Maia. It's just not smart. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I say, you know what? You have your own opinion. I have my own opinion, but I'm a man. I'm going to come and voice it to you. Pull me to the side. Tyron, you should fight like this. You're champion. You're capable of more. Come and tell me that first. That's my issue.
What is it like, Tyron, to prepare for a fight for months and to get in there and fight another man and win dominantly and then get attacked? Not just by your promoter, but by the fans, the media, people putting you down, things like that. That has to be mentally exhausting, no? Like, how do you... Obviously, you're very upset, but this has happened before.
I'm upset about my shoulder more than anything. And I'm upset that I knew about my shoulder. And on top of the booze, on top of the lights, I didn't even know what the camera lights meant because I'm so focused on keeping the judo off my legs. And I'm just upset that now, after doing that and having the mind of a champion, what happened to your golden boy Conor McGregor when he couldn't get Nate Diaz out and he was missing too many punches? He folded and he quit. He laid on his stomach and not even a super deep rear naked choke, he quit. My shoulder popped out, not once, 3 times in that fight. I felt it the first time. I've had a labrum tear before. I'm like, oh shit, I think I tore my labrum. And then I threw a couple more overhand rights, and each time it threw out. I threw a punch to the body and it came out. And I missed the punch and it felt like it slipped out. But what do I have to do? I said, this dude's not taking my belt. He's not walking out of here with the octagon and saying that new. He's not going to put on that jersey that I know they got down there by ringside that they want to put on him so fucking bad. He would not wear that today. And that's what I did. So that's why I'm upset. I'm upset because I don't get the simple courtesy of a human, the simple integrity that if you have a problem, come talk to me first. I got thick skin. I've had some terrible fights where, I deserve a little smoke for. And guess what? Did I complain when somebody said something about how Rory whipped my ass? He whipped my ass. I didn't fight that night. He came out and he gave it to me. Never have one day made an excuse. Never one day took anything away from the kid. Never begged for a rematch. He took it to me that day. I didn't bring it to the table. He brought it to me. Never complained about name mark or knockout. Never complained about, Jake Shields I complained about a little bit because I thought I won. But I know I didn't go out there and do exactly what I needed to do to dominantly convince that I got the victory. So when I go out there and I'm executed, and we're not talking about months, Ariel, we're talking about 4 weeks. Like all the smoke and mirrors is gone. I wasn't training for Demian Maia. I was training because that's my job. I got the same day notice that he got on that Wednesday. We announced it on UFC Tonight. I went to the meds the next day, and we had 3 weeks to get ready to fight. What athlete you know can come out there and look like I did, cardio-wise, timing-wise, being sharp, accurate, defense, in a 3-week training camp? Like, y'all need to give me a break, like, for real.
I'm surprised that it went down the way it did on Saturday, only because we were just talking a week ago about your relationship being better with Dana and turning the corner and things of that nature. Were you surprised when you heard what he said? Like, did you think that, all right, I'm now going to be maybe protected, like as you mentioned, like a Sage Northcutt or a Conor McGregor? This won't happen again.
No, I don't want to be protected. I can take it, Ariel. Me and Dana don't even have a bad relationship. I'm not even really that mad at Dana. He just owes me an apology. Once he gives me an apology, we're good. The thing is, I know what to expect. I know what to expect out of people. I don't expect more out of a person than what they've shown me in the past. So with that said, I never expected the George St. Pierre fight. You heard me at the press conference. He said, no, man, if you win, you're getting a shot. He didn't say, hey, if you win in dominant fashion, if you win by TKO, if you win by knockout, if you submit him, if you brutally batter his face. He said, if you win, W-I-N. That was the word. So was I surprised? Did you even see me react in a negative way when you guys said, oh, well, Dana White said Bisping was getting? I already knew that.
Yeah.
I heard them on the phone earlier this week in a podcast. It wasn't contingent on anything in my fight. My fight had nothing to do with that. They were going to fight anyway.
I think that's the part that kind of confuses me. I've been saying the same based on conversations, not just based on how I feel. And so to say like, oh, your performance, it's your fault you're not getting the GSP fight. It's your fault that this is not happening. Your performance led to you losing this fight. It seems like you're being punished now. Like, not only are you being criticized for your performance, now you're being punished. Now we're going to punish you and take away the $1 million fight.
And you know what? This is a funny thing. Me and my coaches are thrilled with my performance. We executed the game plan to a T. Every fight I can't go out there and utilize my explosive wrestling. I can't stand in the pocket too close. In previous fights when I'm still, my back's against the cage, I've not thrived in those moments. That's why you saw me moving a lot more. That's why you saw me punching. That's why you saw me level changing and feinting and throwing shots to the body, bringing shots back up to the head, throwing inside kicks, being out of the way when he tried to come forward, counter him very well, not engaging into the grappling war when I dropped him to the canvas. I picked him apart. That's the number one contender. That's not a random guy out the mix, a last-minute replacement. That's the number one contender in the welterweight division, which, in my opinion, that alongside with the bantamweight division are the two most stacked, toughest divisions in the world. And I'm beating the top of the top. Like, everybody's not going to get knocked out. Sorry, fans. Oh, don't let it leave it to the judges. That sounds great. But guess what? You're not going to just come and knock me out. My opponents don't want to be knocked out. That's why they're at the top. You know what I mean? So it doesn't surprise me, And just for the record, I just want my apology because I had this conversation, and I just want fans. You don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to hate me. You don't have to anything. You just got to know what I'm here for. You know what I mean? You got to know why I'm fighting, why the hell I'm in the sport, why is it important that I'm still here to this day, and you just got to respect me. You cannot like me. You can boo me. You cannot watch me. You can do whatever the hell you want to, but at the end of the day, you won't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know why I'm in this sport. I know what my job is to do. My job is not done. I'm going to rehab my shoulder like a goddamn madman, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to make examples out of everybody they put in front of me.
What is the answer to that question when you say, you know why you're in the sport, you know who I am, you know why I'm doing this? What is the answer to that?
Because I'm the underdog. I'm the person that everybody, you know what I mean? Like, think about, why would you actually not market me? Why would you actually not promote me? How many fighters on the UFC roster are as diverse as I am, are as talented as I am outside of the octagon, who networks like I do, who promotes himself the way that I do, who does, an analyst the way that I am, who studies the sport, from a very cerebral standpoint, and also can be explosive, and also can be dominant, and also can be ferocious, and also has great cardio. Like, everyone looks for a way Okay, Tyron got too much muscle. He can't push 5 rounds. I pushed 5 rounds. Oh, now Tyron's whining too much. Now Tyron took the fight you thought he didn't want. Oh, now Tyron won a big money fight. He needed a couple more. Oh, now you get your money fight. Oh, you didn't fight the way I wanted you to. Now you don't get it. It's always going to be something. But guess what? I'm always going to be here, and I ain't going nowhere. And that's what people need to recognize, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire. There's somebody else out there, maybe not even in MMA, that's going through the same shit, that feel like they got their back against the wall, always got to force, always got to overly do, always got to overly prove, and they're not going to give up because they see me not giving up.
Do you feel like Demian is not getting enough criticism, that he should have had to evolve his plan of attack, and because you won and it was so dominant and one-sided that you're getting all the criticism when you were just, it was very clear what he was trying to do. You were defending it, so why switch it up? Why was it on you to switch things up or be more aggressive when what you were doing was working and what he was doing wasn't working?
I don't think he deserved criticism either. I don't think the fight was a fight that deserved criticism. Unfortunately, our fans believe a good fight is a teeter-tottering bloodbath.
Yeah.
Not even outside of fight, as I said before. Our fans have been given access to us so transparently that they feel they have such a huge opinion on how everybody should fight. Not the styles, not the style makeup, not the body types, not the background, not the athletic ability. Every fight should look this way. Demian Maia could not have done anything different. 4 weeks or months or years, he, at that point of his life and career, is who he is. He's a resilient, he's a persistent, he's a very statically strong, he's a world-class jiu-jitsu player, he's tough, and he's a great martial artist. He was never going to be a better wrestler than me. He was never going to be faster than me. He was never going to be a better striker than me. He had to get me to the ground to beat me. Everybody knew it. What should he have done differently? Should he have abandoned his world-class jiu-jitsu and attempt, like all he might have needed is one time to get me down? It might have been enough to get his thing off. So with that said, should he have abandoned his one chance to win and then go into my world and just try to stand in front of me? No, he'd been an idiot. He would have got knocked out. He almost got knocked out.
So at this point, Tyron, how do you even, I look at your Twitter and it's just, do you just ignore all of this? The fans, I mean, they're relentless.
I don't read it.
You don't read it?
I know who I am. No,
Yeah.
I know I'm a king. I know I'm at the throne. Everybody wants a piece. I know what I do this for. I know God has me here for a purpose. I've been through so much shit. I've been shot at. I've been in gang fights. I've been freaking in a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know about. Fighting ain't scary to me. I didn't even get a butterfly. I'm not scared of fighting. So when people are trying to tell me what I should do and how I should do it, there were 2 world champions in there that night that was watching the fight. Demetrius Johnson and freaking Chuck Liddell. And I didn't see those 2 guys move. So what I'm saying is, at least be in my sport. At least be at the top of my sport. It was some MMA fans, and that's what I hate so much. That's why you would not get me to join nobody's union at this point. Fighters, we can't stick together right now. You're going to bash another UFC fighter that's out there fighting at the best, putting everything on the line. We're talking 7 figures different between being a champion and not.
Yeah.
But still going out there and putting on a crazy display, constantly risking maybe taking defeat because you're competing against such high-level opponents. And you don't have the audacity to get your narrow ass on Twitter and hate on another fighter, and you ain't never fought for a world title, you ain't never been close to a world title, you're like a mosquito. The only opportunity they get to taste greatness is when they fight you. So that's pathetic. Our sport has become a disgrace. It's become way too much entertainment. It's lost its Bushido spirit. That's why my buddy Jordan Meehan left a while ago. He said, I didn't get into the sport for this. I got into it for the respect, the honor. It's called martial arts because you have to be disciplined to do it. People think you could just get off the couch, put on a suit, throw the middle finger up, maybe clip somebody with a shot, and now you're a superstar. That ain't what the sport was built on. And I think we need to reevaluate what this sport was really built on.
Tyron, do you think that there is an ongoing problem here. This is the third month in a row. Like we were talking about it at 213, and I'm not trying to pile it on, but it's a thing, and it should be addressed because you addressed it at the top. Amanda Nunes, she was medically cleared. She should have fought. Demetrius Johnson, oh, good luck trying to sell that fight against Ray Borg. Your situation. Dana White to you is De La Hoya to Canelo, right? Is Bob Arum to his fighters? Is Leonard Ellerbe to his fighters? Al Heyman. There should be a very rare situation where the promoter is crapping on the guy he's trying to sell to the public. Do you see this ending? Why do you think this keeps happening? And it feels now more than ever. He's always been kind of a straight shooter, but it doesn't make sense to me because in a couple months he's going to have to promote you back to the fans again.
This is the thing, and I'll say this a million times. I don't have an issue with that. He don't have an issue with me. Dana actually likes me, and I know that. But the thing about it is, be a straight shooter to me. That's how I operate. I can't speak for Amanda Nunes and Demetrius Johnson. Those are my friends, and I always want to see them maximize and get what they deserve. But speaking for myself, the way that I deal and operate, you come and talk to me. If you feel like I had a shitty fight, come pull me to the side before you get on the podium. If you feel like I didn't deliver or I didn't promote or I'm doing something negative or you didn't like what I posted on social media or you had an issue with something I said on Fox or whatever the situation is, I'm a communicator. Come to me. Talk to me about it. I don't want to hear about it afterwards because at that point, I feel like you're not promoting me, you're demoting me. And then on that level, you can't selectively promote. You can't selectively promote, excessively promote certain individuals, and then the champions, the people that are out there fighting in the toughest division in the world, don't get the equal in the same promotion. And I just can't see that. I can't see how our sport, if you recognize the people who talk the most stuff, who drops the most profane tongue, who actually throws the water bottles, who really actually are the most unprofessional, those are the highly promoted, and those are the most paid athletes. Is this still a sport?
Does it make you not want to be a part of the sport? Does it make you less interested in being an MMA fighter?
Sometimes it makes me want to say, just F it. You know what I mean? Walk away, throw my shit in the wind. I've been a champion. I got to this point. Many people never saw me getting here. But at the end of the day, my mission is not complete. God didn't tell me I can walk away from this when I wanted to. You know what I mean? My mission would be incomplete, and I would allow the people that are setting traps for me and setting traps for people that come behind me, I would allow those people to win. And I refuse to do that. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to get a second or third opinion on the shoulder, see what I need to do to get back as fast as I can. And if anybody will say utter, mumble, accidentally say the word interim, I'm going to lose my shit. Because I fought 4 world title fights in 12 months. And I was prepared to fight five in 18 months coming out in November. So I dare somebody say anything about a goddamn on interim title, I'm going to lose my top. Because I've seen athletes injured for years, months, never defended it. How many belts has Conor McGregor defended? How long has Bisping played his freaking SSL is hurt? Like, be for real. How many months has Carlos Condon been out? Since January of the year before? Why is he still in the rankings? When I beat him, he was in the rankings for 14 months in the top 5 with no activity. Let me take 3 days off. People will be quick to shoot me to the injury reserve list. Let's keep everything consistent, people. Let's keep everything equal. Let's keep everything the same. Don't mention the interim title. I'm so gonna flip the screw.
And so, do you know how long you'll be out for? You don't know if you'll need surgery?
I don't know that I'm going to be out. I think I'm gonna talk to the doctor. Obviously, they want me to get to rehab, and right now I'm actually in an Uber hustling right from the doctor right to the airport. I had to push my flight back just so I can get evaluated. So I'm going to start rehabbing. It could be a situation where I only have to do rehab, and that's what I'm hoping and praying for. And, yeah, I'll be back in. I rehab fast anyway. I rehab just like I train. I'll be in there 2 or 3 times a day, every single day, Sunday through Saturday, because this is what I do. And people just want to see me on the bottom. They don't want to see me on top. They wish somebody else was champion. But guess what? It ain't going to happen.
And by the way, before I let you go, what do you say, Tyron, to the people who say, okay, you were dominating for so long, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, you should have stepped on the gas in the 5th. You should have tried to knock him out in the 5th. You should have tried to finish him. It was there for the taking. What do you say to them?
Should I say to these fans or these fighters? Who am I talking to?
I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it from media and fans.
I should have tried to knock him out. I won every single round, right?
Right.
So I won every single round, and I should have went in desperation mode. I should have extended myself. I should have threw looping punches, which he's statistically shown that he goes underneath those and gets you to the ground. I should have done that in the 5th round. Is that what they're saying? Do I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want them to hear themselves.
Okay.
I want every fan and every reporter, I want you to listen to yourself, and I want you to go back and rewatch the fight. And I want you to look at his record. I want you to look at his resume. I want to look at his wins and the way that he got those wins. I want you to look at those as you watch the fight. And I want you to see that none of that shit happened that night. None. He did hit me with a couple good lefts, though. I got props on that. I didn't expect him to hit me with 3 or 4 good lefts. I'm like, damn, all right.
If they offer you Lawler next, do you take that fight?
Why do I fight Lawler? What has he done in the last year besides call up in the ball and hide? That's what Ronda Rousey did. He didn't do that when he knocked out everybody else. I didn't do that when I got knocked out. I came back. I shook myself off. I got myself back up. So, he had a fight. Unfortunately, I don't speak on fights. I didn't get a chance to really watch. I saw a couple clips of the fight. The piece that I saw looked like they both kind of took the second round off a little bit. And, I just don't feel like someone that's taken a year off, as much as I know Dana loves Robbie and the fans love Robbie, I love Robbie. Robbie's a dope fighter. We were friends before that fight. I feel bad that we haven't really communicated that much since then. But I just don't feel as if a fighter who I knocked out in 46 seconds takes a year off, come back and wins a fight, kind of close, jumps right back in the title picture. So there's no clear contenders right now.
Right. Okay. And so what do you do now? Do you wait for
the deck a little bit more?
Are you going to wait for Dana to call you, or are you going to call him? What's that?
I'm gonna watch and then shuffle the deck. I've already text messaged Dana.
Oh, did he respond?
I haven't checked him because I've been on the phone.
Oh, you said I'd like an apology, right? Or else I'm leaking things.
I don't want him to apologize to me. I want him to apologize to the same platform he scrutinized.
Oh.
The fact that everybody wanted me to see all this crazy. I mean, when you show somebody a dose of some, Ariel, they want to see it. If you see me sprint across the cage, you see me knock somebody out, steal their consciousness. They want to see it every single time. So with the knowledge now that you're champion, massively torn his labrum in the opening round, and still found a way to ward off every shot. And I felt it a couple times. He was shooting, I had to lift his body up, and I felt my shoulder slipping out. But I still wasn't finna let him put me on my back. Knowing that, I'm going to need for you to say, you know what? I kind of came down hard on Tyron. He just got his results. He did have a torn labrum. He went out there, he fought. He didn't complain. He did it in the opening round. He still went out there and dominated the number 1 contender. I owe him a public apology. That's all I'm asking for.
All right.
What are the chances you think that happens?
If I'm being honest, 0%.
Okay.
What do you think?
We'll see.
Hey, by the way, I'm not saying it's not deserved. I just,
It's definitely deserved because I haven't listened to it yet, but it sounds as if he kind of went in. So
What do you mean by went in?
Went in means like he was very coarse and he was very, disgusted, or the fight was horrendous or whatever. It sounds like he kind of went in. So I just feel as if I respect him. I gave him so much respect this week. so much respect to the organization, so much respect to all the efforts. And I don't take that away because the UFC has sat me down. They have said, how can we change this? How can we promote you differently? How can we be more involved? What are the things you think we can do to push you forward? They have done that. And I won't take that back because that's what really happened. That was my honest opinion. But on top of me doing that, don't take the first chance you get to always be so quickly, you know what I mean, so quickly to bash your champion.
I will just say, and I would say this the second you hung up, let us not forget that 366 days ago, you brutally knocked out Robbie Lawler in the first round. And then you followed that up with the fight of the night on one of the deepest cards of the year. So I know that we have a very short-term memory in MMA, but it bugs me when I hear people call you a boring fighter or a fighter who plays it safe, because that happened within the last calendar year. I mean, it's not like this. We're talking about something that happened 4 years ago. So I don't feel like you were treated fairly. I do feel like you were disrespected, and not just by your promoter, by everyone. And I hope that you get that apology. I'm not confident that you will get it because that's just not the way things go in this sport. But I appreciate you coming out and being so honest and always. And I must say to people, I reached out to you after the fight, just letting you know how I feel. And I even asked you to come on the show. You said, I'll talk to you Monday. And I really appreciate that. You are a man of your word and always great.
So
yeah.
You got to be a man.
Thank you, Tyron. Good luck with the shoulder and keep us posted on how it goes.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. There he is. Tyron Woodley. Travel safe as well. Some pretty heavy stuff from the UFC welterweight champion, the reigning defending UFC welterweight champion. Here's the bottom line. It wasn't the best fight on the card. It wasn't. It was a great card. But I just feel like if you can't find any interest in what he did on Saturday, which was completely shut down someone who had a very clear game plan, a game plan that has been working phenomenally well over the last 7 fights, what does that say about your appreciation of mixed martial arts? It can't always be rock'em sock'em. It just can't. It will never be always rock'em sock'em. But you got that on that card. You got it when Lawler fought Cerrone. You got a tremendously active fight out of John Jones. DC landed big punches. Cyborg kept coming. You got a brutal knockout by Volkan Ozdemir. You got a Ricardo. That was a pretty damn entertaining card. One fight did not live up to whatever expectations you had. And by the way, Tyron Woodley versus Demian Maia, and I know I was honored by the freezing cold takes guy. I am just, and I think I've made that clear, I am just as interested in a fight like that as I am in a fight like Lawler-Cerrone. Call me crazy. Call me a hipster, whatever you want to say. That is 100% the truth. I appreciate that greatly. I appreciate what Demian was trying to do. I appreciate what Tyron was trying to do. I really had no problems with it. And I would say this if Tyron wasn't on the phone. I would say this if it involved someone not named Tyron. I had no problems with that fight. Was the last round and a half somewhat inactive? Somewhat dull? Absolutely. But I'm not going to freaking boycott. I'm not going to freaking tweet the guy who just fought in the cage for my entertainment and spew negativity his way. I just don't understand the kind of person that does this. I just don't. I don't understand the kind of person that does that. And certainly if I have to turn around and promote the guy, I'm probably not going to do that. Listen, what I would do, you want to ask me what I would do? Different strokes for different folks. Was that my favorite fight on the card? No. Did you get everything else that you wanted in MMA tonight? Yes. Different strokes for different folks. Demian Maia, we know who he is. We know what he's trying to do. Tyron Woodley stopped it. On to the next one. Wasn't even the main event. Was hardly even on the marquee. Come on now. Don't tell me if you bought that pay-per-view that you didn't get your money's worth. Don't tell me that if you bought tickets at 214 that you didn't get your money's worth. A little respect for our athletes is all I ask.